Attention, Star Cadets! Stand by for action! Captain Paxar says prepare to travel time and soar through space while facing the worst villains of the past and the future. Stand by for Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour.
Greetings, Star Cadets! I, Captain Paxar, am speaking to you from the secret headquarters of the Interdimensional Peace Force. Today we continue our investigation of the Proteus Case as Commander Buzz Cory of the Space Patrol, now aware of the evil Mr. Proteus, pursues him to the most dangerous world in Earth's solar system. Stand by for action as the Space Patrol endures the Blazing Sun of Mercury.
Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Cory, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol!
Can you still hear me? This is Mr. Proteus talking to you. I want you to remember that name. I want it to be the last name you hear. You haven't much longer now. But keep this thought in your mind as you succumb to the Blazing Sun of Mercury. Mr. Proteus has defeated you. Mr. Proteus has won.
Stand by for exciting action on the Blazing Sun of Mercury in just 1 moment. Terra City and every other inhabited point in the United Planets slowly but steadily approaches disaster. Every light that is burned, every surface car that moves, every spaceship that flies, every wheel of industry that turns, brings the system a step closer to destruction. For each of these consumes power, precious atomic energy, without which this 30th century civilization cannot exist.
I want you to take a squad of your security guards and go over to the Halifax plant with a fine-tooth comb. Right, sir. What'll I look for? An old watchman named Ben. He knows that place like the back of his hand. I'm sure he'll be hiding out there.
Yes, sir. I'm on my way. I sure wish Dr. Lorenz would let us know how Tyler's getting along.
Oh, so do I. Is there anyone who can tell us the name of the man we want?
Maybe old Ben the watchman knows who's behind it, sir.
We don't have Ben yet, but we do have Tyler.
Commander Cory's office.
This is Mr. Proteus. Is the commander there?
What can I do for you, Mr. Proteus?
Can you tell me anything about Tyler?
Well, nothing yet. We haven't heard from Dr. Lorenz.
He seems to be taking a long time.
That was a bad ray gun wound he suffered.
Yeah, I know, but supposing he doesn't recover, we'd better consider that offer Mr. Halifax made.
You mean buy the Halifax company stockpile of power units?
Well, now, understand, I realize the price is unreasonable.
Ridiculous is more like it. 1 million credits for each unit. And the normal market price is less than 1,000.
But the situation's getting critical, Commander. It won't be long until those power units will be a bargain at twice the price if it means averting disaster.
I'm sorry, Mr. Proteus. I have other plans for solving this problem.
Oh, yes, of course you do, Commander. But anyway, the main reason I called you was to tell you that the owner of the Matsung Atomic Products Company is here on Terra.
Matsung? Well, that's one of the other companies that shut down.
Mr. Matsung's on his way to your office right now. He should be there any minute.
Thank you, Mr. Proteus. Thank you for telling me. Cory out.
Why would Mr. Matsung be coming here to see you, sir?
Yes. Yes, send him right in. Come in, Mr. Matsung. I'm Commander Cory. This is my cadet, Happy.
How do you do, sir?
I will get right to the point, Commander.
Yes?
You are wondering why I have made the long journey to Terra to speak to you and Mr. Proteus.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
As you know, my company produces nearly 25% of the atomic power units which are used in the system.
Yes.
You are also aware that my processing plant has been condemned because of mysterious excessive radiation?
Yeah, and the same thing happened to the Halifax and Justin plants.
Happy, let Mr. Matsoon finish.
Oh, sorry.
The situation is placing a great burden upon the people. However, my company possesses a stockpile of over 4,000 power units. In this so great emergency, I have decided to release them.
Mr. Matsoon, you mean you're willing to actually sell your stockpile at once?
At once, Commander.
4,000 units will do much to help the situation. The commission will distribute them to key points. I can assure you you'll be paid the full market price for them.
My price is 1 million credits for each unit.
1 million credits.
That's no better than the offer Mr. Halifax made.
Mr. Matsoon, I find this very difficult to believe. You, the descendant of a family that for hundreds of years has fought to build a strong United Planets, a family noted for its charity. Now you're willing to squeeze a ridiculous profit out of the people when they face disaster.
I am a businessman, Commander. I must protect the Matsoon holdings.
Protect them while you watch a civilization fall. I'm sorry, Mr. Matsoon. We can't do business in your terms, now or any time. And you may as well know that... Yes. Medical Science Center, Hap.
Hot rockets.
Dr. Lorenz, are you coming with Tyler? What? When did that happen? All right, Doctor. Corry out.
What happened, sir?
Tyler's missing from his room.
Missing?
The doctor we met in Tyler's room was not Dr. Lorenz.
He wasn't?
Somebody slugged the doctor and put on his clothes. We left Tyler alone in that room with an imposter.
Smoking rockets. There goes our one chance.
Are you certain you do not wish to reconsider my offer,
Mr.
Commander?
Matsoon, I would advise you to leave. In fact, I suggest you get off Terra.
As you wish, Commander. But when you change your mind, you will find me in my office in Venus City.
Goodbye, Mr. Matsoon.
Come, Mako.
Commander, who do you think could have lifted Tyler out of Medical Science Center?
Somebody who didn't want us to use the brainograph on him. We've got to find him, Hap.
Say we do. Should I put out an alarm, sir?
Right away. Then we'll go to Terra. They'll probably try to get Tyler off Terra. We've got to stop them.
The interplanetary spaceport, normally the scene of great activity, has succumbed to the state of emergency that exists throughout the system. The hundreds of ships that here begin and end their long journeys through space now lie silently in their rocket chutes, victims of the all-out effort to conserve the atomic units that power them.
And you think Matsoon's visit will have the desired effect on Corry, Mr. Proteus?
Of course. It'll eventually bring him to Venus, where I want him. He's already discovered that Tyler has disappeared, and of course there is no such person as Ben the Watchman.
Suppose he should try to contact Halifax here on Terra.
How can he? I have been impersonating Halifax, and I'm going to Venus.
Here they come now, Mr. Proteus.
Commander Cory, you have already come to tell me you have decided to meet my price?
Then again, maybe I came here to be sure you left.
You will come to Venus.
Goodbye, Mr. Matsoon.
Commander, do you think this Matsoon might be behind this whole deal?
He could be, and so could Halifax. It just doesn't make sense. Both those men, and Justin, too, are fabulously successful. Why would they stoop to such a thing?
You got me, sir.
And once again, the amazing Mr. Proteus emerges from another of his clever disguises This time, Mr. Matsung. Another time, Mr. Halifax. And yet another, Ben the Watchman. Where will he appear next time, and in what disguise? Only Mr. Proteus himself knows.
Medical Science Center calling Commander Cory.
Cory here, go ahead.
A message from Dr. Lorenz, Commander. Tyler has been found.
Found where?
In the closet of his room. He had taken another ray gun blast. We can probably save him, but he'll be unable to speak for several days.
Several days? Thank you very much, Cory. Out. Several days will be too late.
Commander!
Over here, Robbie.
Told me I'd find you here, sir.
Did you find Ben?
No, sir. We've covered every corner of the Halifax plant. Found these, though. Thought maybe you could make something out of them.
It's a wig. What's a wig doing in an atom plant?
Happy, we've seen this before.
We have, sir? Where?
On Ben, the Watchman.
But, Commander, that wig's phony.
So was Ben. Sure, it fits. Robbie, no wonder you couldn't find Ben. There isn't any such person.
Oh, but Commander...
Happy, when Ben disappeared, who did we find?
Mr. Proteus.
The phony doctor showed up as Dr. Lorenz, who had just left.
Mr. Proteus.
And who's been advising us to accept a ridiculous offer made by Halifax?
Mr. Proteus.
One more question, Hap. What's the name of the mythical sea god with the ability to change his appearance at will?
Proteus.
Now, look, wait a minute, Commander. Look, you're racing your rockets a little too fast for me.
Don't you see, Robbie? We've been searching for a name. A missing piece to the puzzle, and the name Proteus fits it like a glove. That's the one we want.
Great. All we have to do is go to his office and pick him up and arrest him.
He's not there, Happy. In fact, he's not even on Terra.
How do you know that, sir?
Just saw him blast off.
Oh, but that was Mr. Matsung.
Not only Mr. Matsung, Mr. Halifax, Mr. Justin, Ben the Watchman, the phony doctor, and Mr. Proteus all rolled into one.
Smoking rockets, and we let him get away.
We're going to accept that invitation. All three of us, we're going to Venus.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
And just look at it go. It's the sensational Nettie Nestle space jet Commander Cory is offering to all his friends. Now, fellas and girls, this is your last chance to get the space jet everybody's been sending for. Yes, after today, this offer will never be made again. And you've just got to get this great space jet. It's really out of this world. All unbreakable plastic in red, white, and blue. You can throw it long, long distances, make it loop, dive, and do lots of tricks. And it has a hidden compartment here in the nose, so you can send secret messages to all your pals. Now, you can have this space jet for your very own. Well, it's simple. Just send your name and address and 25 cents in coin, plus the lid from a can of Nestle's Ever-Ready, or the tracing of the front of the Ever-Ready label to Nestle, Box 66, New York 46, New York. And it's easy to get your space jet because, naturally, you've got lots of Nestle's Ever-Ready in your galley. Why, space patrollers wouldn't think of starting the day without a good hot cup of Nestle's, rich with that delicious Nestle chocolate flavor. Now, space patrollers, this is absolutely the last time we'll make this sensational offer. This is your last chance, so hurry. Don't be left out. You send your name and address, plus 25 cents in coin. No stamps, please. And the lid from a can of Nestle's Ever-Ready, or a tracing of the front of the Ever-Ready label to Nestle, Box 66, New York 46, New York. Do it today. Now back to Space Patrol. The fast Space Patrol battlecruiser Terra 5 speeds through space, carrying its 3 passengers quickly to their destination, Venus. And a few minutes later, Buzz, Happy, and Robbie are admitted to the private office of Mr. Matsung.
Commander. You arrived even sooner than I expected.
I came here to see you, Mr. Matsung, not to listen to your voice over a loudspeaker.
Unfortunately, you did not come prepared to see me, Commander, obviously. You did not bring the money with which to purchase my power units.
Maybe you'd better come out in the open so we can discuss this matter further.
We have already discussed the matter. Until you bring the money in cash, I have nothing more to say.
Come out in the open and show yourself.
Commander, this isn't getting us anywhere. Maybe this will.
I repeat, come out and show yourself, Mr. Proteus.
Proteus. What? All right, come on, take it easy, Buster.
You're more clever than I thought, Commander. I didn't expect you to discover me quite so soon.
I arrest you in the name of the United Planets.
I'm sorry, Commander, but it isn't quite that easy. You see, Commander, I was expecting you after all.
All right, Proteus, so we walked into your trap. At least you're out in the open now where we can see what you really are.
I hope it makes you very happy, Commander. After all, your last moments should be happy ones, don't you think?
I'd be a lot happier if your face was just a little closer to my fist.
What did you do with the 3 men you abducted?
I presume you're referring to the real Halifax, Matsung, and Justin.
Where are they?
It's a funny thing that you should ask that, Commander. It just so happens that I'm going to take you to them now. Although, I doubt very much if you'll enjoy the trip. You see, for the 3 of you, it'll be one way. All right, men, bring them along.
All right, take it easy. Watch it.
Marco, you will bring Corey's ship. I want it out of sight so it doesn't arouse any curiosity after they disappear.
Under the command of the evil Mr. Proteus, the 2 ships cut through space toward Mercury. Mercury, the smallest planet in the solar system, the planet nearest to the sun, the planet that keeps the same side toward the sun at all times. And that side is as unbelievably scorching hot as the shady side is frigid. As the ships land on the sunny side of Mercury's twilight belt, where the shadows meet the intense light rays, a small spherical structure comes into view. A few minutes later, the 3 prisoners are herded inside.
Corey, do you know where you are? I'll tell you. We're on the fringe of the twilight belt on the sunny side of Mercury. The temperature outside is 160 degrees. In here, you're protected from the intense heat by the roof. But you see, it's a sliding roof. Marco, show them. How do you like that, Corey? This is payment in full for your interference in my claim. How long do you think you can live, Corey? 160 degrees. How long without water? 2 hours, maybe? 1 hour? How do you like the blazing sun of Mercury, huh? Now you stick around, Fido! Get him off the ball! Enjoy yourself, Corey. I assure you I'm going to.
Smoke rockets, Commander. What are we going to do? This heat is awful.
Commander, my name's Justin.
It's Justin. Then they are here, all three of them.
Matt Sung and Holoclass are 2 cells beyond mine.
Are they all right, Mr. Justin? Are you all right?
So far, yes, Commander, but please, you must help me get out of here. Matt Sung is too old to stand it.
Age isn't going to make any difference. We'll get us all sooner or later. I can feel it already. I sure wish I had a glass of water or something. We'll do everything we can, Mr. Justin. Right now, I can't tell you what that'll be. There should be a weak spot around here someplace. You better find it fast.
Incidentally, Cory, it's useless to try to get out of that cell. It was designed to hold a much greater force than you can produce. How are you bearing up under the heat? It's very pleasant where I am. Nice and cool.
He won't be so nice and cool if I ever get my hands on him. That's beginning to look kind of doubtful. Let's try this door again, all three of us.
Commander, Justin's made it. Go and the other won't be long before we join him.
Stop much more than 6 feet. It might work.
What might work? Take off your belts. Might work at that. Keep trying, Commander. Keep trying.
I got it. Hot rockets. Hey!
Commander Cory!
Proteus, he's been watching us.
Can you still hear me, Commander? This is Mr. Proteus talking to you. I want you to remember that name, Commander. I want it to be the last name you hear. You have it much longer now. But keep this thought in your mind as you succumb to the blazing sun of Mercury. Mr. Proteus has defeated you. Mr. Proteus has won.
A recording machine.
Proteus is impersonating himself.
Well, anyway, now it'll be a cinch to pick him up after we get back to Terra.
I hope so, but he has a head start on us. If it's humanly possible, we're going to stop Proteus from becoming the richest man in history at the expense of the people of the United Planets. Robbie, release those 3 men. We're blasting off.
Cory's finished by now. Cory and the others. There's no one to interfere.
We're approaching Terra now, Mr. Proteus.
From here on in, Marco, it'll be a cinch. Like taking candy from a baby.
In just a moment, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure, which will be brought to you by Rice Checks and Wheat Checks in the red and white checkerboard packages. And now a scene from next week's exciting adventure, the Big Proteus Swindle.
If we don't get back to Terra soon, Proteus will wreck the United Planets, and you two get off the ship.
Off the ship?
I thought we were blasting off, sir.
We are. That is, if nothing happens when I press the starter switch.
Yeah, but Commander, if we didn't get all those explosives, well, you and the ship might be blown up.
Well, at least you two will be left to tell Terra about Proteus. Now get out of here.
Be sure to see what happens when Buzz risks his own life to save Happy and Robbie in his attempt to stop the Big Proteus Swindle next week on Space Patrol.
Well done, Star Cadets! The first phase of our mission was a rousing success. Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment.
back, Star Cadets. I, Captain Paxar, will now brief you on the second phase of our special mission. Our investigation of the Proteus case continues as Commander Buzz Cory and crew, having escaped the deadly trap set by Mr. Proteus, must return to Earth to stop his evil plan to ruin the United World's economy. Stand by for action as the Space Patrol uncovers the Big Proteus Swindle.
Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corry, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. Brought to you by the Checkerboard Super Cereals. Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and good hot Ralston.
Blazes, they're flying right across our bow. Well, they probably tried to contact us and we don't have a spacer-phone.
Buzz Cory, Cadet Happy, and Major Robertson have escaped from their cell in the Mercury hideout of Proteus and are hurriedly freeing the other captives, Halifax, Matsung, and Justin, so they can blast off in pursuit of the evil Proteus. Meanwhile, aboard his own ship, headed for Terra, where he can put his ruthless plan of impersonation into effect, is the master of disguise himself, Mr. Proteus. Certain that he has succeeded in doing away with the 3 space patrolmen and the 3 industrialists whom he has been impersonating, he deftly applies a disguise. Trained fingers work rapidly to transform Mr. Proteus, the trusted director of the United Planets Fissionable Materials Council, into an exact duplicate of industrialist Henry Halifax. Marco, a trusted assistant, watches, greatly impressed with the amazing transformation that is taking place before his eyes. Then Marco has a sudden thought.
Hey, Mr. Proteus, I know it's not very likely, but what if Cory and the others should escape from their cells?
Marco, you underestimate me.
No, sir, I only mean that we left Cory's ship there. If they should manage to escape, they'll try to beat us back to Terra. Certainly space a phone ahead and warn them.
Exactly. But Marco, if they should, as you suggest, break out of their cells, let me assure you they'll never get any farther than Cory's ship.
It sure does feel good to be back aboard Terra 5 again.
How's Mr. Matsoon holding up, Robbie? I mean the real one.
No, pretty well, sir. Halifax is looking after him. Justin's lying down, too. He'll be all right after a little rest away from that awful heat.
You better call the Secretary General and tell him about Proteus.
Smoking rockets, that's right. Well, they don't even know that Proteus is behind this whole deal. I'll make the call for you, sir.
Go ahead.
Blazes, what happened? Spacer-phones blew up when Hap switched on.
Proteus?
Yes, he thinks of everything. Happy.
Oh. Happy, all right. Smoking rockets, I think so. Boy, that spacer-phone sure talked back to me. I didn't even say anything to it.
See what the damage is. I'll tell our passengers what the noise is all about.
Yes, sir.
Gee, Major, now we're really going to have to make tracks. Boy, oh, boy. That Proteus in his disguises. Would I like to get my hands on him, I'd change his appearance.
Explosive charges in the spacer-phones. That's ingenious, Mr. Proteus.
Yes, but you should see what's waiting for them if they should try to fire rockets.
You wired their starter switch, too?
Marco, if they hit that starter lever, our friend Cory and everyone aboard the Terra 5 will be blown to atoms.
Well, that's about all the damage there is, Major. Spacer-phone's a mess, but it didn't hurt the ship controls. It'll fly, all right.
Okay, then what are we waiting for?
Fire rocket, sir?
Yep, fire rocket, sir.
Happy, hold it!
Huh?
Get your hand off that starter switch.
But, Commander, I was just going to blast off.
I told him to fire rocket, sir. Anything wrong?
Oh, I don't know, but what just happened a minute ago?
Well, the spaceophone blew up when I flicked the switch.
What do you think might happen if you throw the starter switch?
Well, the whole ship might blow up. Blow up? Look, rockets, Commander, you don't think the starter switch is gimmick, too?
I'm not sure, but we already know that Proteus is a man who doesn't leave anything to chance. Do you think any reason why he wouldn't rig the starter switch?
That makes sense, all right.
I'll take your word for it.
You'd better go back to the engine room and go over every inch of it.
I hope we find some explosives, too.
You hope we do?
Yes, sir. Then we can disconnect it. But, well, if we don't find any, we'll never be sure that we just didn't miss it, and I don't think my nerves could stand the suspense.
We're approaching Terra now, Mr. Proteus. What's our first move?
Well, first, as director of the Fissionable Materials Commission, I'll make a few spaceophone calls to set the wheels in motion. With the special emergency powers the Security Council has granted me, it'll be no trouble to get an authorization to buy power units.
Then, as Mr. Halifax, I will personally accept the money.
You certainly are clever, Mr. Proteus. You should be Secretary General.
Secretary General? Marco, after we receive the money for Halifax, to say nothing of the Matsung and Justin companies, we'll be able to buy and sell 100 Secretaries General.
The approach warning. We're ready to land on Terra.
And on Terra, capital of the United Planet, the feeling of impending disaster is evident in the strange silence that has fallen over Terra City itself. At Buzz's central office at Space Patrol headquarters on Terra, Carol, daughter of the Secretary General, informs her father of a new situation that is developing.
The report just came in, Dad. There must have been 2,000 or 3,000 people. Yes, they tried to force their way inside the Halifax atomic plant. Well, I don't know, but word must have leaked out that Halifax was demanding such a ridiculous price for his stockpile of power units. No, Dad, Buzz isn't here. Neither is Hap or Robbie. Major Colwell's in charge till they get back. But, Dad, I'm worried. All these riots breaking out, and something might have happened to Buzz.
Take a look.
Smoking rockets, Commander. I'm sure glad you stopped me from hitting that starter switch. There's enough explosive here to make dust out of this ship and everybody aboard it.
I'm still wondering whether we found all of it.
So am I, Robbie.
Well, we went over every inch of the engine compartment.
You think we did half, but we can't be absolutely sure without dismantling the whole ship.
Smoking rockets, now you got me worried again. I thought we were all set to blast off after Proteus.
If we don't get Proteus soon, he'll wreck the entire system.
You're right, Robbie. Can't waste another minute. You two get off the ship.
Off the ship?
I thought we were blasting off, sir.
We are. That is, if nothing happens when I throw the starter switch.
But, Commander, if we didn't find all the explosive, why, it might blow you and the ship to pieces.
And if the three of us are on board, it'll get us all.
Oh, now, look, Commander, I say let's all take our chances together.
Now, look, folks. Security of the entire system depends on our stopping Proteus from carrying out his plan. We're the only ones who know he's behind this.
Well, but, Commander...
So we can't afford to take a risk. Take the passengers and yourselves off the ship. If nothing happens, when I throw the starter switch, come back aboard fast and we'll make tracks for Terra.
Well, Commander, let me do it. I'm just a cadet.
No time to argue. Now move on the double.
And a few minutes later, when he is sure the passengers have been removed from the ship, Buzz takes his place in the cockpit of the fast battle cruiser, fully aware that these could be his last moments, fully aware that if they have failed to find all of the hidden explosive, his next move could result in a tremendous explosion that would reduce the ship to dust and mean the end of the Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. Grimly, he places his hand on the starter lever.
Robbie, Hap, get back aboard, quick! We're on our way to Terra.
Okay, so let's go. Hey, what are we waiting for?
Nothing. Whoa!
Commander Corry's office.
Is that you, Miss Carlyle? This is Mr. Proteus. May I speak with Commander Cory, please?
Well, he isn't here, Mr. Proteus, and I haven't heard from him. In fact, I was hoping you might know where he'd gone.
No, I'm sorry he didn't tell me. But there's something much more urgent to concern ourselves with at the moment. The Security Council has authorized the purchase of the power units from the 3 companies.
Those prices?
We're faced with a very serious emergency, Miss Carlyle. We must act quickly. Who's in charge in Commander Corry's absence?
Well, Major Caldwell, he's here right now, but can't we wait until Buzz gets back?
I'm sorry, but minutes count. Please inform Major Caldwell that it's his responsibility to see that the money gets to Mr. Halifax. He's to pick it up at the Terra Bank's main vault. 6 billion credits for 6,000 power units. And tell him to be sure the money is heavily guarded. It's all in cash.
6 billion credits in cash?
Yes, it was necessary to drain the cash reserves of the entire system to make the 6 million, plus 4 billion for Matsung and 2 billion for the Justin Company. But the first delivery is to Henry Halifax himself.
Oh, this is outrageous.
I know how you must feel about it, Miss Carlyle, but there's nothing we can do about it. And there's no time to talk about it further. Please see that Major Caldwell gets on the job immediately. Proteus out. You see, Marco, how easy it is without Corry around to get in my hair?
Oh, you mean in Mr. Halifax's hair, don't you?
How we doing? Open rockets. We just had a spacer phone. We could call ahead and warn them about Proteus.
If we got on the outer hull with our miniature spacer phone, they wouldn't have enough range to do us any good.
Yeah, Proteus has had time to get to Terra already.
He's probably putting his plan into effect by now.
Come in, and move lively. I'm a very busy man.
Put the money here on the desk, men, and stand guard outside.
Is it all here? 6 billion in cash?
I can assure you, Mr. Halifax, but I'm not going to wait till you count it. Sign this.
At ease, Star Cadets! Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour will be back in a moment! Stand by for action, Star Cadets! We now return to Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour!
Now back to Space Patrol.
There you are. Well, you may leave. You have no further business here.
You must be very proud of yourself, you traitor.
Get out of this office before I have you thrown out.
Don't start anything you can't finish, Halifax.
Take your filthy hands off me. I know my rights as a citizen.
Your rights as a citizen. The word citizen and the name Halifax should never be mentioned in the same breath.
Well,
I gather that she doesn't think very much of Mr. Halifax.
Everything went very smoothly, sir.
Yes, Marco.
Hardly a hitch.
1 down and 2 to go.
Whom do you impersonate next?
Matsung.
Ah.
We must hurry to get to Venus so I can appear as the...
Honorable Mr. Matsung, I received the 4 billion credits for his power unit.
Major, I'm going to Venus with you to take the money to Matsung. It's hard to believe there could be another man in the system as low as Halifax. But if there is, I want to see him.
Take over, Anne. Well, we may as well face it, Commander. We'll never get back to Terra in time to keep Proteus from getting the money from Halifax's power units.
Yeah, and then he'll skip out, and the next thing we know, he'll pull up the Matsung deal on Venus.
Why didn't I think of that before?
Think of what, sir?
What's our position now, Hal?
Well, we're still a long way from Terra, Commander. We just passed Venus a little while ago. Venus, I get it.
You'll be waiting for him there at Matsung's office.
I'll bring the ship about.
Hey, there's a break, sir. There's a ship out there, a space patrol ship.
That is a break. Hap.
Yes, sir?
Get into a spacesuit as fast as you can. Go in the outer hull and contact that ship with your suit's spacerphone. They can relay the information about Proteus.
I'm practically outside right now, sir.
I'll put alongside.
What a beautiful sight.
Major, there's no doubt about it. That is Commander Corry's ship. Calling Commander Corry aboard Terra 5. Come in, please. Buzz, this is Carol. Do you read me? Major, they're bearing down on us. Buzz! Buzz, this is Carol. Do you read me? There could only be one answer to this, Major. Someone else must be in Commander Buzz's ship. They're trying to get closer to us. Maybe they know we're carrying all that money.
Order them to stand off 10 DUs or we'll fire.
Space cruiser T-26 to Terra 5. Stand off 10 DUs or we'll fire. Major, they're still coming.
Blazes, they're flying across our bow.
Probably trying to contact us, and we don't have a spacerphone. Happy, hurry up.
I'm hurrying, sir.
I'm on my way, Commander.
No use asking for it. Better pull away a little bit so they won't think we're trying to attack them.
About and pulling away. Well, that settles it. There is something wrong on that ship. We're going after them, Major. This time, I'm going to fire on target.
Happy boy, hurry, hurry.
Well, here goes, and this time I won't miss.
Terra 5 to Space Patrol Ship T-26. Cadet Happy speaking. Hold your fire.
Happy, and I almost blew that ship up.
I'm contacting you with a suit spacephone from the outer hull. Our long-range equipment is out of order.
Happy, this is Carol.
Carol? What are you doing out here? I'm on my way to meet Major Caldwell to take the money to the Matsung Company. Is Buzz all right? Sure. He and Major Robertson are aboard the ship. And boy, will they be glad to know it's you. We were headed for Matsung's office on Venus, too. Now we can all go together.
I'd better hurry and get into the disguise of Matsung before they get here with the money.
Wonder who that could be.
Well, answer and find out.
Mr. Matsung's office. Yes. Oh, yeah, they're here already. The major, the girl, and the money.
Have them come in. I can still make an appearance as Matsung.
Mr. Matsung says, have them come in. Put those right down over there, close to the wall. Good. Mr. Matsung will be with you in a moment. I must ask you to wait, however.
Who says we have to wait?
Put that back on.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, Commander, you can come in now. Cory!
Well, Mr. Proteus, delighted to see you again.
How did you do it? How did you do it?
It's a long story, Proteus, but you're going to have a long time to hear it.
The lights!
Watch Proteus!
Commander Proteus disappeared.
Hap, hang on to this one.
Tell him, sir.
We've got to get Proteus before he gets out of the building.
I think you'll have to admit, Marco.
I'm still a master of disguise.
Mr. Proteus. Come, now's our chance. We'll get out the back way.
And Marco, we still have all the Halifax money. I think we'll be able to get along on 6 billion credits, don't you?
What happened?
I was going to ask you, what happened after I left you here to guard Marco?
Me, sir? I don't know. I don't remember anything after I got caught, right after the lights went out.
After the lights went out? That means Proteus was here all the time.
Yeah.
I left Marco with him.
Look, Commander, at least Proteus can't do any more damage. Now that the real Halifax, Matsung, and Justin are back at their business, they'll be able to produce all the power units the system needs.
Yes, Robbie, that's one problem solved. But Proteus is still at large, and he has 6 billion credits that belong to the United Planets.
Yeah, and he's not going to be very easy to find, either.
I'll have to admit he's a master of disguise.
Yeah. You know, that character could be standing right next to you, and you wouldn't even recognize him.
Come on, Marco.
Yes, Mr. Proteus.
Say, wait for Mr. Matsung. Huh?
Now a scene from next week's exciting adventure, The Escape of Mr. Proteus.
I'm listening.
And listen closely, Commander. Major Robertson is my prisoner. What's more, he's hidden where you'll never find him. Now get this. If you ever want to see him alive, again, these are my terms. You'll guarantee safe passage out of this building and off Venus for Marco and me and the money. Well, speak up, Cory. Major Robertson's life depends on your answer.
Be sure to see what happens when Buzz is faced with a decision which could cost Robbie his life when he tries to prevent the escape of Mr. Proteus. Next week on Space Patrol.
Great job, Star Cadets! The Captain will debrief you in a moment when Captain Paxar's Star Cadet Hour returns!
You have all served with valor and honor, Star Cadets, but our extended mission continues. The Space Patrol and I, Captain Paxar of the Interdimensional Peace Force, salute you. You may now stand down until we meet again at the appointed time coordinates, when we will again undertake a daring mission through time, space, and alternate dimensions. Until then, Star Cadets, always remember, keep the peace.